Hi, I'm Dr. Doni Wilson, and welcome to How Humans Heal. I'm so glad you're here today for this conversation about HPV, or human papillomavirus. It just so happens that I've been helping thousands of women to fend off this virus for more than 22 years. And so I want to make sure you have all the information that you may need if you are facing a positive HPV on your pap smear or test results. And so I'm glad you found me, and I want to dive in to information that you might not be hearing. You're probably not hearing from your regular doctor or your gynecologist, because usually the training, this is even the training I received when I was in medical school or naturopathic medical school more than 25 years ago. What I was also taught is that sometimes the virus will just go to negative on its own. In fact, 90% of women, the virus and the abnormal cells will just resolve on its own within 2 years of a diagnosis. And so for that fact, doctors will often tell women, as long as it's not cancer and as long as it's not severe dysplasia, which is what it's called when the cells are severely abnormal. So as long as it's not severe, often women are told to come back in 6 months or a year to recheck, because doctors know from the research that sometimes it just goes away on its own. However, many women then find me and contact me and say, wait a minute, how am I supposed to just go about my daily life for the next 6 months to a year knowing I have a virus that might cause cancer, or abnormal cells, might affect my fertility and ability to carry a healthy pregnancy, might affect my sex life and my relationship? All of these questions start flooding into women's minds, and this is when women start searching on the internet and find that is there hopefully some other answers? Is there something that you can do? And I'm here to say, yes, there is something you can do. You don't just have to sit and stress and wait and wonder if this virus is going to cause cancer in your body, right? And that yet in the conventional training, in the conventional textbooks, even in the naturopathic textbooks, they don't talk about ways to inhibit this virus or turn off the virus or even get the virus to go to negative. It's not in the discussion. And so that's why I'm here saying this to you today, because I want you to know that this is what my patients have taught me over the past couple decades, is that when they follow my protocol and my suggestions, that they're able to get HPV to come back negative, and this way they can move on with their life and know that this virus is not going to be able to cause cancer. That's the key. When HPV tests negative, that means it can't cause abnormal cells and it can't cause cancer. And not only that, but what I've seen, and this is again because I've been at this for such a long period of time, I've been able to show and see that we keep it at bay, right? So many women will say to me, well, is this just temporary? Do I have to take a whole pile of supplements forever in order to keep it at bay? And my answer is no. We need to take some supplements and address what's out of balance in your body. We need to figure out, are there hormones out of balance? Are there nutrient deficiencies? Is your immune system and your digestion been affected by life and stress and toxin exposure? If so, we need to address all of that. We need to get you back to a healthy state. And when you're healthy, your immune system's going to be able to fend off this virus ongoing into the future, unless at some point you're under another major trauma or stress and your systems are thrown out of balance again. You could be at increased risk of having HPV come back positive again. But what I find in the group of women that I work with is that's much less likely, because I'm teaching you not just a quick fix. I can't tell you how many women come to me saying they read about a supplement online. Maybe they read about AHCC mushroom extract and they started taking AHCC. Now, AHCC is a good thing. There's a lot of research. I recommend also patients can take AHCC. But what I warn you against is putting all your eggs in one basket. It's not going to work if you just put all of your hope and your confidence into one supplement. What we want to do instead is we need to, instead of just putting everything into one supplement and taking a whole lot of it forever, that to me is not the best solution. A better solution is to look at your whole health, understand your body, what's out of balance, address those imbalances. So now not only are you going to be better at fending off HPV, but you're going to be better at fending off and protecting yourself from all different health issues. You'll also be improving your fertility and hormone balance. You'll be optimizing your energy, your focus, your mood, and your sleep, because we're doing it all as part of one protocol and one program. And how did I figure this out? Well, I figured this out based on my training, but also really based on implementing over time, patient after patient, year after year, and fine-tuning it, because I'm a kind of person where I'm constantly observing, measuring, and tweaking until I get the protocol just right, so I can know, hey, if I suggest these specific herbs, nutrients, testing to address your imbalances, I can become confident that that's going to have the accurate, consistent outcome for everyone who implements it. So here's the thing. I've also want to share with you all that along the way, I've also observed that it's not just about addressing the physical body. It's also about addressing our emotional state and even our spiritual state when it comes to the HPV virus and our sexuality. Because when it comes down to it, HPV virus is transmitted sexually. So no matter what, when we're talking about HPV, we are going to be talking about your sexuality and your sexual partner and your relationship going forward. And so I really want to open up that conversation more. Women from around the world have confided in me in a very vulnerable way to talk about their fears and their worries and their experiences. Because when it comes to it, we are in a human woman's body, and having a woman's body requires a responsibility. Women's bodies have the ability to be pregnant and have a baby and have a pregnancy and so on. Women's bodies have this ability to connect with other humans and in an intimate way, which is a beautiful part of being human. And at the same time, when we're intimate with another human, we also then can potentially be exposed to other let's say viruses, or sometimes bacteria, yeast, other microbes from this other human. But when we're also interacting and intimately, especially with other humans, we also are exposed to emotions and energy of this other human. And so I just want to open up this conversation and say, hey, all of this is important, especially when you're helping your body to recover and fend off HPV. Because when it comes down to it, HPV virus loves it when we are stressed. HPV virus, it's like it has a radar system. It knows when we are stressed physically, emotionally, or energetically, or spiritually. The virus knows it, and the virus loves it. When we are under stress, that's when the HPV virus is able to thrive. This is also something you're not going to hear from your doctor, and it's not even something that I ever learned in my medical training. This is something I learned from my patients. And what I saw is when I asked women, when they came back with a pap smear result that showed positive HPV and abnormal cells, if I asked women if they've been under stress in the past 6 months to a year, they would say yes. They say they've been under stress in a relationship, or in a breakup of a relationship, maybe a loss of a loved one, or certainly coming through the pandemic. Also, stresses related to work, family, finance, so many different possible stresses that we're all exposed to. But what happens is when we're under stress, our cortisol and adrenaline levels respond. Our stress response system tries to protect us from stress. And when that happens, it decreases our immune function. We then have less ability to fend off infections such as HPV. Have you ever noticed when you're most stressed, you're more likely to catch a cold, for example? That's a cold virus, right? And the cold viruses, they know when our immune system drops and they have the chance to come in and cause an infection. Same thing with HPV. Who knows, that HPV may have been waiting in the background for a long time, for years, until you became more stressed. And then the HPV was able to activate and even potentially cause abnormal cells or cancer. And so what I want you to know that, because when you find out that you have HPV and or abnormal cells, that also can be very stressful, because now you're thinking, what am I going to do with this information? How am I going to address it? What does it mean? How did I get it? Is it going to cause cancer? All of these things become another stress. And that stress makes you more susceptible to the virus. And I want you to know this so that you can outsmart this virus, so that you can realize, okay, yes, something stressful. This stress has made me susceptible. This stressful virus is decided to jump in and take advantage of the situation. And now I need to get back into control, back into the driver's seat of my body, and start to take steps to reduce my stress, to recover from stress, to rebalance my cortisol and adrenaline levels, to heal what stress caused, because we know stress causes digestive issues such as leaky gut, food sensitivities, and imbalanced gut bacteria. We know stress disrupts all the other hormones in the body like estrogen, progesterone, insulin, and more. We know that stress disrupts the nervous system. We know stress disrupts the immune system. So we need to go systematically through, figure out what stress has caused in your body and address it. Get your body back on track and recovered from stress, because then you're going to be resilient to this virus. This virus is not going to have a chance.
Something a lot of people don't know is that too much stress can actually create an abundance of health problems like high blood pressure, high blood sugar, anxiety, migraines, insomnia, even fertility issues. This is because high stress puts your adrenal glands on overload. They release cortisol and adrenaline, which controls your digestion, hormones, immune system, energy, focus, and even your emotional response. So how can you beat stress when you don't know where to start? That's why we have a free 7-day stress reset program. It's designed to help support weight loss, digestive healing, and hormone balancing. It includes support for integrating self-care. Daily tips come to you by email and video, gluten-free, dairy-free meal plans, as well as grocery shopping lists, journal pages, and more. This free program will help you beat stress and put you on the path to wholeness in your body. Get your plan now for free at drdoni.com.
But I want to point out that this is important on a physical level. These hormones, neurotransmitters, digestion, and nutrients is so important on a physical level for fending off HPV. But it's also so important to consider your emotional stress. How are you doing with it? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Or have you been exposed to toxic or abusive relationships? Are you having a lot of negative self-talk and your own self-critic bringing you down? Then it's time to address your emotional health as well, to take steps to love yourself more, have more compassion for yourself, forgiveness, and to make choices on a daily basis to put yourself first, to prioritize your care, your self-care on a day-to-day basis, including getting enough sleep, getting exercise that's appropriate for you and your body, getting food that's going to feed you and not work against you, and getting what I call stress recovery activities in your day-to-day. So your body knows that there's times when you're not under stress, and you can start to process the emotional stresses that you've been under throughout your lifetime. By doing this, you're also becoming resilient to this virus. And finally, on an energetic and spiritual level, this also makes a difference. And these are things that, again, we can't see. We can't see any of us. We can't see the HPV virus. We can't see what it's causing in our bodies. We can't see the emotions. We can't see the energies. Some people can start to see the energies and feel the energies. It's just, I want you to know that sometimes it feels scary just because these are things we can't see right in front of us. But I want you to know that it's still possible to address them. We can still address what we can't see, but because we can start to learn what's going to help, even those things that we can start to pick up on, and have more awareness for energies. For example, we can feel the energy of ourselves in this room. We can feel the energy of another person in the interaction with another person. And by doing that, we start to be able to make different choices in our life in terms of who we interact with, who we are intimate with, and to recognize again that women have such a responsibility when it comes to sexuality, and a responsibility also to protect yourself, to protect your body, your life, your intentions, your goals, your dreams. And sometimes that's not something that comes easily. It's certainly not something that we learn in elementary school or from our parents. It's something that we usually learn through life. And so I want you to be gentle with yourselves, because sometimes you might be listening to this video because something may have happened that where you made a decision that you're being hard on yourself about. You're like, oh my gosh, I wish I wouldn't have done this, or this other person, I wish I had this situation hadn't existed. And the thing is, we can't go back in time to change the past. But what we can do in this moment is we can forgive ourselves. We can say, I made the best decision that I knew in that moment, and I can make a different decision now. I can make a decision to prioritize myself, prioritize my self-care, and protect myself from this virus and other issues potentially in the future. I can make choices differently going forward. And that's what the power you have in this moment is, to prioritize yourself, forgive yourself, and to decide and choose to make different decisions going forward. And that includes making the decision to prioritize taking better care of yourself, prioritize protecting yourself. And I would say one of the best ways you can protect yourself from HPV and other infections, for that matter, is to help yourself, help your body, your physical body, emotional body, spiritual, energetic body, to recover from stress, to give yourself that care and whatever that looks like for you. It could be different for each person, but what it needs to be like, how do we understand what you need? Maybe that's working with someone like me. We're using biofeedback, we use meditation, we use a breakthrough method to help you understand how different stresses have affected you and what you can learn to do in the moment to help process your stress moment to moment, so that you can make better decisions for yourself and you can take better care of yourself and you can fend off this virus for good. So more than anything, that's what I want you to know, is that it's possible. My patients over the years have proven it to be the case. They over and over come to me and say, Dr. Doni, please share this information with other women. Please let them know this is possible. Please let them know that if I can do it, they can do it too. And so that's why I'm here to share this message with you. I have many opportunities for you to learn more that I'm inviting you to access and please take advantage of. I have other free videos. I have a free masterclass on HPV. I also have a free online workshop, a 5-day workshop, 5 days to heal HPV. I offer this workshop live every couple months or so. The next live one is coming up on starting July 18th. So if you're listening and you haven't already signed up, then I definitely encourage you. I'll put the link below. And if you're listening to this later, then definitely still look on my website, because there will be another live workshop coming up soon. And then I also put this together in a protocol that you can access multiple different ways. You can access it through my Say Goodbye to HPV program, which is an online program that can be completely anonymous. You can do on your own to implement this protocol and and get rid of HPV for you and your body and your life. You can also work with me one-on-one. You can find that information also on my website and down below, so that I'm going to be guiding you every step of the way to make sure you know every bit of information that other women have implemented successfully. So you can work with me one-on-one, and you could also do both. You could work with me one-on-one and do the online program. So there's many solutions and ways for you to access this successful, proven protocol for fending off HPV that's not what you've been reading about or hearing about in other places. I know, because I read and I research and I listen and I talk to women from around the world every day. And so I know what else is out there. I know what's possible. And to some degree, some of it might be like a AHCC. Okay. Yes, you can take AHCC, but I can tell you that I hear from the women who tried AHCC and then the virus came back or it never went away. And I don't want that for you. I want you to have a protocol that's going to be more successful than just taking AHCC. So we're going to need to look at all your nutrients. We're going to need to use some other herbs. We can use them orally and vaginally. And we're going to address your stress. We're going to look at your body. What's making you susceptible to HPV? We need to individualize this. It's not just one size fits all. It's not the same for every woman. This is the thing. It's not the same for every woman. I need to help you figure out, what is it for you? What made you susceptible? Yes, stress. But how did stress affect you? Did it cause leaky gut? Do we need to address that? Did it cause hormone imbalances, nutrient deficiencies? Let's figure it out. Toxin exposure. We need to address what happened to you that made you susceptible. Then we're helping you to heal your cervix. Your body can grow new healthy cells in your cervix. Let's, as best we can, prevent cervical cancer and other forms of cancer caused by HPV. And if you're listening and you've already had cancer, maybe you had a cancer caused by HPV, you had to have surgery to have it removed, but now you still have this virus. Because that's the thing, even if the doctors remove the abnormal cells, they have no way to remove the virus. And so this virus could cause abnormal cells again. And I talk to women who've been through this over and over, surgery after surgery, procedure after procedure, and pieces of their bodies are removed, hysterectomies, and still this virus is coming back to cause abnormal cells again. And I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to be able to address it now and get this virus to leave you alone so that you can go on with your life, whether that's you're hoping for a pregnancy, maybe it's that you just want to go on with your life in retirement and postmenopause and live your life and enjoy relationships with other humans, enjoy sexuality without fear of this virus. And I'm here to tell you it's possible. It's possible to enjoy your life. It's possible to enjoy your life with another human sexually without having to be in constant fear of HPV virus. And so I feel so strongly about this. This is why I'm here to share this message over and over and to make it possible to access the tests, the supplements, the suppositories, everything that's necessary for you to be able to achieve this. I know it's not available in other doctors' offices. I know it's not available in most, around the world. That's why I created it and make it possible for you to access it. And so that's why my office is here. I'm happy for you to reach out to me. I'm happy for you to set up a call, a free, usually it's about a 10-minute phone call where I will look at your results and you'll hear directly from me on what I think about your results and what I suggest that you do. So I will also put that link below so that you can sign up for a free, I call it a get to know you call with Dr. Doni, so I can look at your test results and help you to know what's possible in your case based on all of my years of experience and reviewing thousands of test results from around the world. It just so happens this is what I have all this experience with and what I want to help you with. So I'm here to help. Just reach out, let us know what you need, and we'll go from there. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to How Humans Heal. If you liked this episode, leave a rating and a review. And for more resources, visit drdoni.com.